Hi, I'm Debbie Yarwood and I'm the person behind NewHire365. I put NewHire365 together to help businesses keep great people on their team and in particular help businesses that were losing staff within the first 12 months or the ones that saw it as a real risk and wanted to do something to make it stop. Sometimes staff attrition can be healthy, but within the first 12 months, rarely. I mean, there's always that one person that you're actually really quite grateful to see go, but we all know they're never the ones that do. It's always the ones that you saw real potential in. And when it happens once, it hurts. When it happens more than once and becomes a pattern, then it starts to become a real problem. And it can be so disruptive to the business. You as a manager can feel like you spend your life recruiting, either looking through applications or interviewing or waiting for people to start, or training them up. Staff morale drops, you struggle to meet commitments. You just constantly feel like you're running uphill. And that's really, really difficult. So how do you make it stop? Well, I believe there's three fundamental things that you need to address. Firstly, you need to hire the right people in the first place. You can hire the best people, but if they're not the right fit for your company or for your team, or they just don't want to do the job in the first place, then they're not going to stay. Oh, and you have to be really honest in that hiring process too. Tell them how it is, because they'll find out if not. Secondly, you need to open your doors and welcome that new hire in a way that will blow their socks off. You have to make them think it's the best decision they ever made. And you can do this not only by teaching them about their job, but teaching them about your business, what makes it tick. And if you do that, you will make them feel a part of something much bigger. You will make them start to think about this as more than just a job, but maybe also a career too. And that doesn't have to slow down the process in getting them operational and doing the job, because right, I know you need them to do that, but it just makes it a much more enhanced experience for them. Thirdly, you need to create an environment where they can thrive, where they can succeed, and where they want to come every day. So who am I to stand here and talk to you about this? Well, I've been in exactly the same position as you are today. I've worked in busy operational departments where we were losing staff way too often. And it was a nightmare. We all felt we were part of this massive recruitment drive. As soon as we were bringing in the door, someone else would leave, and so we'd have to start all over again. It was just constant. And we really struggled to meet our commitments. And when we couldn't meet what we promised to the customer, then I was the one that had to stand up in front of the customer and explain why. And you do that once or twice, it really starts to hurt. But that's probably not the worst bit of the story. Prior to that, I'd spent a good portion of time running onboarding programs and developing ways to give our employees an amazing experience, and we were really successful in doing that. We had great feedback from the staff, we were improving staff retention, we were getting people up to speed much more quickly. It was great. So how did I go from the point of knowing this stuff and doing it as my day job and doing it well, to suddenly being in the middle of this mad busy operational department and seeing people leave all around me and finding it really difficult to make it stop? Well, what I discovered is that it's hard when it's not your number one reason for your job. To do all of that as well as run a business is really tough. It's, you end up putting band-aids on everything to try and make it stop, but it just doesn't work like that. So that really set me on a bit of a mission to find out why it was so hard. There's some simple solutions to this, but why is it so hard to implement? So I started looking into how other businesses do it, the ones that do it really well and how they get it right. I've talked to the most amazing people and really that's what NewHire365 is. It's a culmination of what people do really well as my experience of what's worked and my experience of what it's like when it doesn't work. And therefore, NewHire365 is hopefully here to help you get better at what you're doing and keeping the staff that you work so hard to hire. If you'd like to find out more about how I can help you, just click on the Find Out More button on the page that you were just on and we can set up time for an informal chat. Thanks.